Those goosebumps every time, yeah. You come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time.
I'm having trouble with my internet. It's dropping in my bedroom and the kitchen.
Problem in your internet is your Wi-Fi. You see, things like the size of your house, the building materials you use, like concrete walls, whether you have multiple floors. And let's not forget the distance between your modem and your devices, like your computer, your phone, TV. All these have an effect on the quality and the strength of your Wi-Fi.
How do you know this stuff?
You need to check Telem. They have mesh devices that allow you to create your own smart Wi-Fi network to cover your entire home. It's a few small devices working together like a team to cover your entire house with strong Wi-Fi signal. Super easy. I get one from Telem today. Download the app from your phone app store, plug in the device, and plug into the modem. When light blinks blue, it's ready to pair via the app. Go to app, click next, and follow the instruction. Place the second device where you need coverage. Boom. Now you're covered. Telem makes it super easy. They offer convenient payment plans of just $12 a month. And my guy, and if you opt to get the fiber plan, they'll come and install it for you. Guess what? For free.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna get my smart Wi-Fi plan today.
Hey, let's do this thing.
Today itself.
Get your smart Wi-Fi from Telem today.
Okay, and welcome to, of course, Morning Live right here on the platform Late Night with Andrew Dick. Thank you so much for joining us. Heels in the house.
How you doing? Good morning, guys. I hope everyone is having a beautiful Friday morning.
Yeah, well, we starting the Friday pretty rough with 2 GB stories. We'll start off with Hailey first.
Yeah, let me just get that second page ready. I just lost it. Okay, cool. So, guys, get this. GB spends $15,000 on a US Today interview. Says incoming CEO to support. It says to support tourism, basically, but I don't believe in that. We don't believe that. Let's jump right into it. All right, Phillipsburg. Incoming GB CEO and transition manager Thomas Rochendorf spent just over US $15,000 on a recent interview with US Today, but maintained that the expense was within GB's budget and aligned with the efforts to support tourism and promote St. Martin in the United States. The Daily Herald inquired about a reported $2,000 expenditure for the interview, but learned that the actual amount spent was $15,075. Rochendorf was asked whether he believed this was an appropriate use of company funds, given that GB is facing financial challenges. He was also asked what the purpose of the interview with US Today was, how it benefited GB or its consumers, and why an international outlet had been prioritized over engaging with local press at this cost. In response to the questions, Rochendorf explained that the interview had been a part of a broader initiative coordinated by the government and aimed at promoting St. Martin to an international audience. US Today reportedly was on island to conduct interviews with government officials and selected public entities. Open quote, our shareholder informed us that US Today was visiting the island to interview both government representatives and specific public entities as a part of an initiative to promote St. Martin in the United States, reaching an audience of almost 10 million readers, and promoting the well-being of our island is close to our heart, and boosting our tourism directly supports this goal, end quote. With this article expected to publish around September or October, we gladly agree to contribute as increased tourism positively impacts GB, particularly when hotels and accommodations are operating at full capacity, said Rochendorf. He rejected that the figure the Daily Herald quoted, which is the 20,000, indicating it had been significantly lower than 20,000 and aligned with GB's budget. In response to concerns about the choice to engage in an international media outlet over local press, Rochendorf said GB does not favor international platforms over domestic ones. We consistently support local platforms, including the Daily Herald, through advertising and sponsored content, he said. And that concludes the story.
$15,000 on a news article while we fighting for relief here in St. Martin. The people of St. Martin are tired of waiting, tired of excuses, tired of delays as energy bills skyrocket and families struggle to make ends meet. The call for immediate action has never been louder, and Prime Minister Dr. Luc Messelina has made his position clear. Relief is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Yet, despite his efforts, the people of St. Martin remain trapped in a cycle of inaction, bureaucracy, and empty promises. During the Council of Ministers press briefing, the Prime Minister said the following.
Martin in general, my Minister of Justice, representatives of the media, and the members of the Department of Communication of Government, good morning. At the first place, of course, the GEBE is actually still a topic in our community. At first, as you know, I have requested the RAC BTP to proceed with a investigation to see if we can get a good overview and recommendations to see how we can intervene and mitigate the high invoices that we are receiving for energy and water consumption, especially the consumption of energy. The RAC and BTP came with a report of 40 pages, as I have discussed already, with some recommendations in a way to see how we can mitigate the high price of energy for the people of St. Martin that are really at this particular moment in a challenging situation. After receiving the report, I have directed a letter to the GEBE in which I presented the recommendations of the RAC BTP. They, in the meantime, have received these recommendations. As shareholder, we completely realize the challenges of the people of St. Martin, and we also, as government, would like to see some relief for the people of this country. GB is in actually some disagreement with the proposals of this report. As you can recall, I even mentioned that there was a proposal in that report for a reduction of the energy price to about 6 to 7 cents per kilowatt hour. But GEBE is not completely in agreement with that proposal that I mentioned in my letter to them as a recommendation for the mitigation of the high energy prices. And the disagreement is actually based on the fact that they are realizing the vulnerable financial status of the company. So on the one side, we have the people in the challenging situation of the situation that they're in, the social economic status of the people of our country. And on the other side, the board realizes the vulnerable financial status that the company is in. That does not mean that this Prime Minister and this government is giving up on this, although some reluctancy on our proposal. We had already 2 meetings after presenting my letter to them with the conclusion of the RAC BTP, and we are in full deliberation with each other because we strongly believe that something must happen in the reduction in the tariffs for energy that the people of St. Martin are encountering. GB said also that they didn't get a full hold and understanding how the RAC BTP came to that specific conclusion of the 6 to 7 cents, and they decided to do their own re-investigation of what the RAC BTP did. They want to do their own analysis parallel to what the government had requested RAC BTP to do, realizing actually that BTP is actually the authorized entity to have a saying in the regulation of the price.
Prime Minister Luc Messelina. Now, as you know, the Prime Minister made a statement during the Council of Ministers press briefing. And there's one member of parliament, leader of the United People's Party, Omar Otley, that had an issue with the Prime Minister's statement. We join the member of parliament right now on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Omar Otley.
Good morning, Omar.
Everything all right?
Yeah, man, I can't complain. Happy to be alive.
Well, that's what's important. Now, speaking about being alive, did you hear that $15,000 was spent by GEBE to do a USA Today interview?
Oh, I didn't hear that one. So you're actually sharing the news with me now.
The Herald. You can read it later on. But we just played a speech from the Council of Ministers press briefing. Your thoughts?
Well, look, like I told St. Martin in my article, the Prime Minister is using his words to pull the wool over the people's eye. You know, the people have been suffering long enough, and the question has always been, you know, yeah, but you guys were there, you know, and I have listed, you know, within my capacity as VSA, Minister of Health, what I was able to accomplish on a social level from GB. The basis of being a parliamentarian is to work, is to create legislation and have an overview of the entire government. Now, the government can remove TOT. The government is responsible for TOT. TOT was a temporary measure. But what happens now, the government is comfortable with the money that they are receiving from this temporary measure, so they do not want to relieve the burden for the people. You understand? So when you hear the Prime Minister speak of, oh, we are not double taxation, people are being taxed at the pumps. But then the government itself is putting out a price list where they are charging TOT to the wholesalers and the consumers. So if the government is doing it and then you're being taxed at the pump, then Andrew, you tell me what that is.
Yeah, tell me about it. Your message to the people of St. Martin at this time?
At this time, I just want the people to remember how the election was won. The election was won on the premise of GB. So don't take it from me. Remember all the promises. Remember the promises for relief. Look at the governing program from each party. Matter of fact, from the coalition. And relief is at the top. And they are giving them numerous and ample opportunities to create this relief for the people. And they're just not doing it. They're just not doing it. So at the end of the day, the votes were cast. This is what everyone promised. And, you know, for those who like to say, oh, but you were there. And I say, that is true. But the Prime Minister is also there for over a year now. So just like me, that time will fly. And let us see what will happen at the end of the term.
No problem. Thank you so much for joining us. And do have a great weekend.
You too, brother. Thank you.
All right. That was Member of Parliament and leader of the United People's Party, Omar Otley, there responding to the Prime Minister's comment. Hales?
Yeah, all right. So today, guys, in San Juan, Puerto Rico's governor declared a state of emergency on Wednesday and activated a National Guard after thousands of homes were left without water. Nearly 180,000 customers were affected at the peak of the outage late last week. As of Wednesday, nearly 3,000 customers were still without water, including nearly a dozen hotels, according to Governor Jennifer Gonzalez. The problem has angered many people on the island of 3.2 million, to be approximate, especially because the State of Water and Sewer Authority has declined to name the company responsible for damaging a main water line while repairing a road last week.
Take a look.
Gonzalez declared a state of emergency on Wednesday and activated the National Guard after thousands of homes lost water. At the peak of the outage late last week, nearly 180,000 customers were affected. By Wednesday, about 3,000 customers, including nearly a dozen hotels, still had no water, Governor Jennifer Gonzalez said. The outage has angered many on the island of 3.2 million, especially since the State Water and Sewer Authority has not named the company responsible for damaging a main water line during road repairs last week. Municipal officials have set up water distribution points and are delivering water door to door, with the National Guard expected to assist. As long as I have 11 hotels without water and residents without service, of course, we have an emergency, Gonzalez said. The governor also appointed a special coordinator to stabilize the water system, investigate the Water and Sewer Authority, and find out how the incident happened. A report is expected within 10 days. Gonzalez said the authority's executive director, who has faced criticism, will remain in the role. Before this widespread outage, many communities across Puerto Rico had long struggled with water supply issues.
Very sad situation, very sad situation. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more Morning Live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Here in St. Martin, we take pride in our island and want the world to see us, to hear us, and to dream about us.
Yeah, it's here, certainly. Oh my God, this gotta be the first place with these now. Yeah, this is it. Can I get this one printed, please?
Of course, let me get it ready for you.
All right, guys.
Oh, we back on. Yeah, live TV. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it, man.
News.
What's good in your hood? Well, guys, a lot has been going on in the hood of the airport. I actually drove by and saw this like right after it happened, so I'm gonna jump right into it. Police investigate crash into Win Air building. It's kind of funny. It's Win Air too. St. Martin Police Force is investigating an accident that happened just after 11:40 on July 30th, 2025 on Airport Road. A gray pickup truck hit the front of the Win Air building, and the impact caused damage to both the front of the truck and the part of the building's wall. Now, preliminary findings show that the driver lost control coming from the direction of the airport, which led to the accident. The driver was not at the scene when the police arrived. KPSM Traffic Department was busy investigating the incident, and more details will be released as they become available.
That's so scary, though.
Yeah. So,
yeah. It was after 12 o'clock. After midnight?
Honestly, when I drove by, because I had to bring something to the club. I had a cable at home I had to bring to the club. And when I passed by, it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I remember seeing 3 guys standing outside the car, one with their head in their hands, like, what's going on? What are we doing? And then 2 others just like shaking there, standing. And then a couple of people slowed down. I drove by, I slowed down, I turned around because I wanted to see what was going on.
Oh my God.
And they were still there.
Nancy Drew over here.
Yeah, I'm on some Nancy Drew stuff lately, honestly. I got that little bug. But yeah, I kind of like dug my ear to the ground a little bit, and word on the street is that it was a couple of boys from French side. I mean, listen, they were so smart. They took the license plates off of the cars and everything.
I don't know if that was smart. You left the car.
You left the car, but
The car.
I mean, I don't know, man. I kind of the first
The
thing.
car is registered
The first
here.
thing I know, but the first thing I asked was like, were there license plates on the car? Because in the States, people do that. Like, if they're like abandoning ship, they're gonna like take out. You know, I know they have a whatever the VBN number, whatever you call it.
VIN number, yes.
VIN number, yes. But still, like they look like young boys. They were probably young French side boys. No offense, but that's kind of what I heard.
Okie dokie.
I want to get that CCTV footage.
Yeah, we should.
That would be awesome.
Let's switch to some news from Grenada. Now, this morning we turn our spotlight to the nation's coastline, where transformation is underway at the modern port of Grenada. Engineer Leslie Douglas joins the team as they continue. We gotta excuse us with some audio issues. We'll fix that in a few. But in the meantime, let's give you a story about St. Martin making history. Team Phillipsburg from St. Martin just made Caribbean basketball history, locking in a spot at the FIBA 3-on-3 World Tour in Canada. They balled out and took the crown at the first ever FIBA 3-on-3 Quest in the Caribbean, hosted by the island of St. Eustatius, and now they're headed to the big stage. That wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Led by Eustatius Basketball Federation and the Netherlands Basketball Bond, NBB, the Alliance Tournament brought together raw talent from across the region, from Bonaire, Suriname, Anguilla, St. Kitts and Nevis, Aruba, Curacao, and of course St. Martin. The energy, electric, and the stakes were high. But when the dust is settled, Team Phillipsburg stood tall, and now they're set to become the second Caribbean team ever after Puerto Rico to hit the FIBA 3-on-3 World Tour. It's a big deal.
It's awesome.
Now, meet the squad. The squad is J.R. Boseman, Franklin Carty Jr., and Kofi Hamilton. Yuri Hukim stepping in for Miguel Morgan and coming off a heater in the 3-on-3 NL Pro League Finals. They'll be representing St. Martin. Here is some of the highlights of this particular tournament.
Tournament's leading bucket getter, the Wizard of Azawa, in his bag. In his bag, left him like a chemtrail. That ain't no conspiracy.
Oh, no.
Just left him with that hezzy cross. Mebius, inside, gets it back, over the shoulder. Come on over. Look at this quick ball movement. Nobody home, and a big boom from Air Parrott. Oh, he fell asleep defensively. Another vicious block by the Americans. Barrett, defense turns to offense just like that. Donker, oh my goodness, that was a volleyball kill.
Congratulations to Team St. Martin.
That's amazing, guys. I'm so happy to hear that. Like to see that too, to witness that. It's incredible.
What else you got?
All right, guys. So today in world news, we'll be following up with the recognition of this Palestinian statehood. Yes, guys. The Canadian Prime Minister is pushing to recognize Palestine at the UN General Assembly, joining France and also the United Kingdom. So since we last spoke, the United Kingdom has decided to recognize Palestine and now Canada too. So the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced his country plans to formally recognize Palestine during the UN General Assembly in September, after France and 14 other countries co-signed a declaration that pointed towards a wave of future recognitions of an independent Palestinian state. Canada's plans follow similar announcements by France and the UK to formally recognize Palestine, while New Zealand and Australia were also signatories to the declaration that indicates that they could follow suit in the coming months. The New York Call, published by the French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot, on Wednesday, said signatories have already expressed the willingness or the positive consideration of our countries to recognize the state of Palestine. The signatories include Andorra, Australia, Canada, Finland, Luxembourg, New Zealand, Portugal, and San Marino, each of which has not yet recognized an independent Palestinian state. They also include Iceland, Ireland, Malta, Norway, Slovenia, and Spain, which have Emmanuel Macron last week said that France would recognize the Palestinian statehood in the near future. Yeah, and that's it for you guys. That's actually awesome news. Really happy to hear about that. Let's see who else pushes to recognize them.
Let's see.
It's time that we give them their own little two-state solution before Israel.
We have a clip for it, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Canada intends to recognize the state of Palestine at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in September 2025. This intention is predicated on the Palestinian Authority's commitment to much-needed reforms, including commitments by the Palestinian Authority's President Abbas to fundamentally reform its governance, to hold general elections in 2026 in which Hamas can play no part, and to demilitarize the Palestinian state. Canada reiterates that Hamas must immediately release all hostages taken in the horrific terrorist attack of October 7th, that Hamas must disarm, and that Hamas must play no role in the future governance of Palestine. Canada will always steadfastly support Israel's existence as an independent state in the Middle East, living in peace and security. Any path to lasting peace for Israel also requires a viable and stable Palestinian state, and one that recognizes Israel's inalienable right to security and peace.
Okie dokie, Hales, you have what we call a horoscope for us, right?
Yes, I got the horoscope. So are you ready for the horoscope? I know I am. Okay, guys, let's go. Aries, March 21st to April 19th. Drill down on how you wish to be perceived by others. Let your imagination flow without limits and think about creative ways to enhance your surroundings. Fresh perspectives and unexpected insights may emerge, offering meaningful inspiration. Taurus, April 20th to May 20th. Wrap up a lingering project that's been left unfinished. Let me say that again. Wrap up a lingering project that has been left unfinished. Instead of relying on sheer effort, use strategy and logic to streamline the process. Something fresh and exciting is on the horizon. Stay alert for new opportunities beginning to take shape. Sorry, guys, I can't keep my
You just were wondering what.
No.
Who's the Aries?
No, it's a Taurus. I have
okay.
a good friend of mine that I think this is really resonating for them because, Yeah, I feel like they really needed to hear this, but I'm not going to go into detail and air out somebody's laundry because that's
Yes,
none
please.
Of none of your business. Just listen to the first line. Wrap up any lingering projects, Taurus. Anyways, wait, no, I didn't even finish that last line. The last line really was something fresh and exciting is on the horizon, so stay alert for new opportunities beginning to take shape. That's what I meant to say at the end. But still, wrap up lingering projects. Okay, Gemini. Adding a flourish.
Do you need help?
I gotta catch myself. We're good, don't worry. Okay, I don't know why, when you start laughing and then you gotta catch yourself, I'm about to cry because I'm laughing so much. All right, Gemini, May 21st to June 20th. Adding a flourish can lighten even the most routine task. Seek wise counsel, whether from within or a trusted confidant. Regarding a relationship especially, be mindful of how you express your opinions. Restraint may serve you well today, Gemini, because you got that Jekyll and Hyde side to you, so keep one of them in and let the other one kind of just dictate the day. Okay, cool. Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Move through the day with grace and quiet charm. This isn't the time to offer financial advice to others. Focus instead on your own fiscal well-being. Use your intellect and intuition to make wise, grounded decisions for future stability. Leo, it's Leo season, guys. Remember, it's Leo season. We should start doing birthday shout-outs. Yeah, we should. I'm going to shout out my friend Polo already because it's his birthday tomorrow, and you can find him at Lotus, but just because he's a Leo and he's the first person that came to mind, happy early birthday, Polo. All right, back to the Leo. Having that conversation might feel like relief, but it may not land you like where you were hoping. Yeah. Align with financial savvy friends for insight and support. Offer forgiveness and grace to yourself every day as you walk your path. That was a good one. Okay. Virgo, you ready?
I'm ready.
You're like inching closer.
Okay, this is my own.
He's ready. Obviously, he's ready. Okay, cool. August 23rd to September 22nd. Focus on elevating your career or crafting a fresh plan or offering something that reflects your growth. A friend may step up in a meaningful way. Take time to untangle shared responsibilities or financial matters with clear communication. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I like it. All right, Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. Your place in the world is valid and can be strengthened with intention. Treat yourself to something that brings joy. Clarity may be elusive right now, but be gentle with yourself as you navigate uncertainty around a person or a situation. All right, here's our favorite one, Scorpio.
All
right, Scorpios, let's get them over with. October 23rd to November 21st. Boundary up if you're feeling exposed or emotionally tender. My God, is Scorpio feeling emotionally tender? Never. Anyways, tackle the mountain of your to-do list one task at a time. If usually a tentative partner is temporarily unresponsive, patience can be the key. Because they are pretty impatient too, huh? Anyways, Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. Don't force your perspective. Quiet confidence paired with solid facts will speak louder. Creatives may find both feast and famine, but stay flexible. If clarity is lacking, don't force progress. Give things time to unfold naturally and insightfully. All right, Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th. Reflect on where your loyalty should truly belong. If you're single, someone substantial should or could soon enter your life. Happy partners could enjoy a peaceful and harmonious phase. Enjoy the connection that it brings. All right, guys, here's the best one. Aquarius. Sometimes I'm like, should I read my horoscope at the start of the day or the end of the day? But, I'm forced to read it now, so.
In the beginning, let's go.
Let's go. Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th. Others may look to you for guidance or support. Apply clear logic to find the best resolution. Whether speaking or texting, choose your words with care. A home-related issue might feel stagnant. Patience and perspective can shift the energy. And last but not least, Pisces. Pisces, February 19th to March 20th. A fresh wave of inspiration could arrive soon. But don't pedestal anyone. Pedestal, the way they wrote it was weird. But don't pedestal anyone. Artists and musicians may find themselves in their flow. Avoid aggressive tactics. A calm, steady approach will yield better results. And that has been your horoscope reading for today, ladies and gentlemen.
And that brings us to the end of the program.
Yes, guys.
It's weekend.
It is weekend time.
Thank you so much for joining us. We should be back on Monday, God's willing. Make sure you tune in.
See you later. Catch you later. You might see us out and about too.
Yeah, you might see us out.
You know, we're nightlife creatures, so.
Yeah, we kind of, sort of.
Wishing you guys the best Friday ever. Peace, guys.
Viva Las Vegas! Viva